Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel. Welcome back to my ranking of all the Marvel heroes and villains. And here we go, entering the top 10 of heroes and the top 4 of villains. Man, I just love talking about this stuff. We have a little bit of stuff from the Spider-Verse to talk about today. That's kind of the key thing we're looking at here. But man, any of these people on the heroes I'd add to a team in a second. And both of the villains I'm talking about today, they're some of my favorites to play against. There's really cool stuff in this game. Of course, this is all my personal opinion. But man, do I love these characters. Let's show them. All right, so let's start out with the Spider-Verse with Ghost Spider. I call her Spider-Gwen, but anyhow, Ghost Spider has one of the coolest costumes. And these cards, don't you think they look fantastic? Now, Ghost Spider is not great at a lot of things. In fact, her fighting ability is not very good. One of the worst in the game. Good heroics, decent movement, but fighting it kind of weaks out on that. But, except for this card, defeat all the thugs in one location. Great. Love that card. This can really come in handy. And then she has this, you can't take damage at the beginning of your next turn, which is fine, but what I really like is this one, swapping 2 threat cards in play. I cannot tell you folks how often I've used this card to great advantage. Being able to put a threat card in the right place, put it right to somebody who has the things to finish it off, I just found it to be really useful. That combined with these nice movement plus something else cards that she gives other people and some nice heroics here, really make her a character I enjoy using because she feels disruptive to the enemy. And that is what I want. Shuri is one of the weakest characters in the game. Her fighting is almost non-existent. She doesn't have great movement. Her heroics are not bad, but really not that fantastic. But she is the best teammates. Give someone a wild token, and then they can draw till they have 3 cards in their hand. And she has 3 of those. If ever there was a time you want 3 of the same card, it's that. She works well with so many different people. Giving them a wild token and healing them at the same time, it's fantastic. She's the ultimate, in my opinion, sidekick. I hesitate to call her a sidekick. I don't know. She might end up being the next Black Panther, which would be fantastic. But in this game, she really works well in that. You bring in a heavy hitter, you bring in somebody else, and you bring in her as backup. I love it. She is absolutely amazing. I feel that way, if not a bit more, when I take a look here at Black Cat. Now, Black Cat has, again, not great stats. Black Cat has okay power, decent movement. Okay, I'm not going to complain about movement. And okay, heroics. First of all, 6 special cards. 6 special cards. It's fantastic. A lot of single tokens, but the fact that when the master plan is revealed, you can put it on the bottom and draw another. That's so useful. You look at it and go, yeah, no. Now, granted, the next one may not be fantastic, but she can do that 4 times over the course of the game. And then the other 2 cards that give her a combination of any 2 tokens she wants. Oh man, it's just fantastic. I really like her. She feels like one of the most versatile characters that you can play with. Foiling the enemy. You know, like I said, I don't like when the enemy disrupts me. I just want to fight them man to man. But I have no problem disrupting the enemy. And so Black Cat, just a lot of fun. One of my favorite characters. So where does Spider-Man himself, good old Peter Parker, stand out? Now, apart from having one of my favorite, this may be my favorite sculpt in the game. I just really like him leaning on the wall like that. He has very good movement. Okay fighting, actually maybe less than okay. Heroics are not as high as I actually would have expected from Spider-Man, but movement here, getting 2 movement tokens, fantastic. Use movement later, but great power and great responsibility. These I really like. 3 strength, and for each thug you defeat with that, get a heroic token. Rescue 3 people. For each person you rescue with that, get a fighting token. Oh, they're so good. In the right places at the right time, it allows you to do something great and then get a reward for doing it. I really like Spider-Man. I think he's fun to use. He's fast. You want to put a few people on his team who have a decent amount of strength to back him up and maybe some heroics. But man, you just want someone to do something amazing over the course of the game, something spectacular, something astonishing. You want to use Spider-Man. Almost to the top 5 here. Nova just misses out, but he's fantastic. He has the best heroics in the game. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tokens, plus he can do 6 more in adjacent locations with his I Am the Help cards. That's amazing. Really great with heroics. Then he has wilds at the bottom of all his special cards. That doesn't hurt also. Now, his movement is not fantastic. So that's a bit tough. And his power is not that fantastic. But put him with someone else. Let him handle the heroics. Let him rescue the civilians. Let him handle the special cards. And it is a great start. I mean, this whole I Am the Help, great opening card to play where you do 2 in an adjacent location. You have a wild and you're giving your teammate a wild to play off of. Oh, it's a great starting card. I just really like Nova. Again, I like people who are good teammates, and he's definitely one of those. I don't know why I have so much fun playing against Mysterio. He's just a really interesting character. I mean, he's one of the dorkiest looking villains that there is. But I don't know what it is. He does some cool things. So first of all these cards start face down. All his threat cards start face down. And he can't be damaged unless you have a broken illusion face up. You'll also notice that a couple of these, the battle drones, require you to use fighting against them. And when this threat's revealed, then you're going to add a thug or you're going to add a civilian to that location. You reveal them by spending any action, doesn't matter what type. So you can reveal them, but there's a couple cards that make you put them face down again. And this BAM is so weird. What it does is it turns civilians into thugs and thugs into civilians. And that's such an interesting thing because you're running around trying to do stuff, always worried that he will do the wrong thing and switch people to the one you don't want happening. I don't know what it is about Mysterio. I just find it to be not necessarily a puzzle, but he feels like, again, you feel like you're fighting Mysterio. Ooh, what's behind this? Oh, it's a broken illusion. And it's not even worth it because this doesn't actually let you finish a mission. So you got to go find the other ones and deal with them. I don't know. There's just something about Mysterio that as I'm playing him, I'm just having so much fun. That's why he's in my top 4 villains. And my favorite of the Spider-Man villains, Sandman. So Sandman is the biggest, baddest one you'll ever fight. In fact, if he gets a 20 health, he wins. But you need to stop him from getting to 20 health. But every time he bams, which is not always, he gets 2 more health at it. He also has better, faster, stronger, harder cards that are in here. When harder's here, you can't kill him until you get rid of the sandstorms. That's all that does. So it doesn't do anything right away, so you need to stop him. Stronger gets rid of the tokens from the threat card in his location. So we always, since I know this stronger card exists, I try to finish one off before that comes out. Faster, he moves to the next person with heroes. Better, he does damage to locations and adjacent ones. He's just, I don't know. I know that he's not a spectacular, unique character in many ways, but he's just fun to fight. I mean, if you look at these sandstorms, they require a lot of movement. So Quicksilver is not a bad person to take up against Sandman. You bring in Quicksilver, you bring in Spider-Man, you bring in, let's say, Thor. I think you can whoop up on Sandman. I have yet to beat him, though, because he is constantly, you feel like you're getting somewhere, and he just gets bigger and bigger. You knock him down a little bit from damage, but you have to deal with this stuff first. And Doc Ock and Electro being in the game don't make it easier. It's a very fulfilling character, so interesting. I've always liked Sandman in the comics anyway, so yeah, I also like him in this game. These are the sets that these characters came from. Obviously, the Sinister Six with the villains for sure. Alrighty, only 5 more heroes and 2 more villains to go. Some of these may have also made your top 10. Some of these you might think I put too high. Let me know in the comments. I'll see you for the finale in the next video. Until then, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching the best of Marvel United on the Dice Tower.